Have you ever noticed that the world seems to get a little too loud, too bright, or too strong smelling right before you feel a significant dip in your energy? It is a common experience for many, almost like an internal alarm system. Your senses often become heightened before a fatigue flare because your nervous system is already under increased stress and becoming dysregulated. This heightened sensitivity, known as sensory overload, is a clear signal that your body and brain are struggling to process normal stimuli, indicating an impending energy crash or worsening of symptoms. The core mechanism behind this heightened sensitivity involves the autonomic nervous system, specifically the fight or flight response, which becomes overactive. When your body is on the verge of a flare-up, it interprets everyday sensory input, such as normal lighting or conversational noise, as a threat. This leads to a reduced capacity to filter and modulate sensory information, making you feel overwhelmed by stimuli that would typically be manageable. It is not that the external environment has changed, but rather your internal processing is becoming less efficient and more reactive. To better manage this, begin by proactively observing your body for these early sensory shifts. When you notice an increase in light sensitivity, a greater awareness of sounds, or stronger reactions to smells, interpret these as critical warnings. This is your cue to reduce sensory input immediately by finding a quiet space, dimming lights, or using noise-canceling headphones. It is also an excellent time to implement immediate rest strategies, perhaps lying down in a dark room for a short period or engaging in a calming activity like gentle breathing exercises. This phenomenon is often described in terms of a sensory processing deficit, where the brain struggles with what is sometimes called gating or filtering irrelevant information. Essentially, your brain's internal volume control is stuck on high, letting in more data than it can comfortably handle. Understanding this concept can empower you to recognize these signals as valid and act on them, rather than dismiss them as just feeling irritable or overwhelmed. Ultimately, recognizing heightened sensory perception as a pre-flare symptom provides a vital opportunity to intervene early. By acknowledging these internal warnings and adjusting your environment and activity levels accordingly, you can often mitigate the severity of an impending flare or even prevent it from fully taking hold, promoting a greater sense of control over your chronic fatigue journey.